What's going on, guys? I am back, and welcome back to the OST review series, where today we're going to be doing Deltarune Chapter 2. As many of you know, I did Deltarune Chapter 1, the last video I did. Now we're going to be, why not, doing Deltarune Chapter 2. I love how the game plays. I love Deltarune Chapter 2 itself. I love the story. I love the game. I love this game more than Chapter 1. I love Deltarune Chapter 2 so much. But how do I feel about the OST though is the question. So we're gonna get right into that, okay? So if you like the video, make sure to like. If you dislike the video, make sure to dislike. And let's get right into the OST now. Oh my goodness, listen. This OST, well, let me chill out for a second. Wait, look. Deltarune Chapter 2, I do want to say this. The structure of Deltarune Chapter 2's OST is very similar to Deltarune Chapter 1's OST. I'm going to say that right now. You know, like I said with Deltarune Chapter 1, there was a lot of songs in this OST that kind of have the purpose of banger songs within this OST. And then there's also those songs that are kind of like environment fillers, making the environment sound a certain way, making sure that, you know, the songs fit the ambience of the game. You know what I'm saying? Some of them shorter songs, you know, there's definitely a fair share of those kind of songs in this OST, while there's also the bangers in this OST. So again, the formatting, kind of like the way that the OST, the formatting again, the OST is very different from Deltarune Chapter 1, but I will say the formatting is very similar to the way Chapter 1 was formatted. OST itself, besides the formatting, how the songs sound, these two OSTs definitely sound different, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Now, one thing I noticed with Deltarune Chapter 2, though, is that there's a main theme that kind of goes with this chapter. Now, with Deltarune Chapter 1, again, I kind of said it's an RPG adventure. There wasn't really a main theme that Deltarune Chapter 1, I think, had for itself. There wasn't, like, one big main theme, like, oh, this is how all the songs are supposed to sound. A lot of the songs, actually every single one of the songs sounded different within Deltarune Chapter 1 because that was just the way the game was. There was a lot of different, all the environments seemed very different and very unique from each other, as an RPG game might typically be. But the thing is, now we're in Chapter 2 of Deltarune, and I think that Deltarune Chapter 2 definitely had like its own, it defined itself a lot more than Chapter 1 did. Deltarune Chapter 2, I noticed it definitely went for a very big, like a cyber world technology, electricity, I don't know, like a robotic type of feel for this entire chapter. The way the chapter played, going into the cyber world, there was definitely you know, a lot of resonation with that. And then with the queen, the enemy herself, she was very big on technology. You know, we battled her in an arcade machine and things like that. This chapter was definitely very big when it came to the technology side of just, I don't know, the world itself, right? And the music definitely resonates a lot with that. You know, songs like A Cyber's World or A Simple Diversion or the city themes or also the Big Shot theme. All of these themes are very technology sort of sounding, technology related. They sound very like 8-bit sometimes. They sound very like, it's like you're in a computer lab, you know what I'm saying? That's what a good amount of these songs are supposed to sound like. An advanced computer lab, I guess, you know, the cyber world theme. You're in a world full of like technology. You're in a world full of a representation of what technology, what electricity, what electronics, I guess, are. I mean, that's kind of the theme of the whole chapter. Even though the formatting from Chapter 1 is very similar in Chapter 2, Chapter 2 has its own sort of label with the cyber world theme. Also, after like a big amount of all that cyber stuff goes on, after like a big amount of like the whole electricity type of stuff, you see a lot of emotion involved within this OST. I will also say that that's sort of like the second half of this OST, or the second, I guess, big parts of this OST are very big on emotion, you know, romance. That's what a lot of this game is. That's what a lot of Chapter 2 is, which I also love with Chapter 2. It adds a whole new flavor that Chapter 1 it didn't really have as much consistent of, you know what I'm saying? Deltarune Chapter 2, I love that, like, it just made it so much more, it hit like the heart a lot more, and the songs were definitely a big part of that, you know what I'm saying? Songs like the Ferris Wheel, songs like the Acid Tunnel of Love, also songs like the, just, I don't know, more songs also of that category. I loved those types of songs as well, and there's a lot of music that also resonates well with the whole emotional side of the game, with a lot of the love side of the game, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that in this game. I do want to just put emphasis on that and say, yes, it's more like this game is like a mixture of cyber electronic, just really cool stuff, and then it's like there's another part of the game that's very big on emotion and love and things like that. So it's interesting. It's a really weird mix, but it's a mix that works with Deltarune Chapter 1, and it's definitely very Toby Fox like to do something like that, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely love this OST a lot. I love this OST. I love how the OST, I'm gonna be honest, it's not super like diverse with the type of music sometimes, because this whole OST has its own type of category to it. You know, the cyber slash emotion love, that kind of like its own categories to it. But at the same time, every single song sounds amazing with those categories, and that's really what matters, I think, when it comes to the OST itself and what comes with a good OST. What I'm going to get into now, kind of early, but again, that's as much as I got to say about the OST itself, so let's get right into the highlighted pieces, okay? My highlighted pieces for this OST are going to be A Cyber's World, When I Get Happy I Dance Like This, Pandora's Palace, and The Ferris Wheel. Now, A Cyber's World, I love this theme. This is actually one of my favorite themes of the whole game, if not my favorite theme. Do I think it's topping Field of Hopes and Dreams? Because I kind of feel like it's sort of the equivalent to that song in this game comparison to Chapter 1. I think Field of Hopes and Dreams is a little bit better, but I do love the Cyberworld theme so much, and that is what I've actually been playing a lot of this song. Now, besides that, how do I actually feel about the song, like, in detail? I love the way that it sounds. I love the way that it fits with the environment of the cyber world theme. You know, you can definitely hear, you know, I could imagine being in like somewhere like Tokyo, Japan, or like New York City, I guess, a place that has a lot of like technology or city lights, things like that. I love city lights. A place like that, I could imagine riding around an area like that and then listening to this song. I could just imagine that, all the lights turning on. It just seems like it'd be such a great like environment to picture. And this song is definitely, I love this song. It's amazing. It's great. It definitely resonates well with me, the feeling of that, because I love the city. I love the way the city looks. If you look at my channel banner, right, I have like a city in the background. City environment is definitely my kind of environment, and this whole OST, if not just this song as well, definitely like resonate well with that, and it's something that I love, and it definitely it hits home, you know what I'm saying? When I Get Happy I Dance Like This. Now this song, I like this song because it's very it's just so upbeat. It feels so good. It also mixes it has like a 8-bit sounding type of dance vibe to it, you know what I'm saying? The way that the robots are, the way that the robots in the game are, I love them. I love those characters. They're so great. They're so like just, I don't know, having to look back at the game a little bit more and looking at the OST, I really realized like I love those characters. I love the way those characters are, and I love the music that I love the whole idea of them making a lot of these songs, and this is like one of those songs. I think that's the way that it works. Pandora Palace theme. Now, Toby, you did not have to go that hard with this song. I'm gonna be completely real. You did not have to go that hard with this song, but you did, and it works. You could have made it like a more simple, relaxed kind of just being in a palace and, you know, it building up to something crazy. Nope, this is already the crazy part of the game. It didn't even build up to nothing. This just immediately went boom right in your face, and the whole palace, this song itself, it makes the whole palace liven up so much. It's such an intense song. It makes you just want to go for a jog. It makes you want to go for a run. It's such a great song. I love the song a lot, you know. It livens up the environment in ways that you wouldn't have even thought that like other developers would do. A lot of people, I think when it comes to a palace like this within the game, would kind of make a more relaxed, just eerie sounding type of song in a palace like this again, where it wouldn't be as intense as something like this, where this man Toby just went crazy. He went crazy on them instruments, made sure, boy, you are running through that palace and you were getting ready for something intense. Well, actually, you're already in something intense, you know what I'm saying? So you better be prepared, you better be ready. That's what this song makes you feel like, and this song just makes you want to go for a jog, makes you want to run through that palace and just defeat every single enemy. There's so much intensity to it, and I love that. I love the feeling of this song right here. And then the last one that I want to talk about is going to be the Ferris wheel theme. This is such a sweet theme. I love how simplistic yet so emotional this theme was. It popped up at the perfect time with Susie and Noelle both being on the Ferris wheel, just sitting there, like, and you know, the whole feeling of that part of the game, very romantic part of the game, very emotional, very just, this song makes you kind of just like think a lot about like just moments like that. I guess it makes you think that way because it's such a simplistic song, but it's such a straightforward type of song. It definitely makes you think, and it touches a piece of like your heart that's like, this moment is so straightforward. This moment, I know how I feel in this moment. There's no confusion. Like, that's kind of what it makes you think of. It makes you think of love in a way, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I love this song so much, Ferris Wheel. And it's just as simple as that. But anyways, that's all I really got to say about the Deltarune Chapter 2 OST. Again, I didn't have a whole lot to say about it that I didn't have to say when it came to like Deltarune Chapter 1. It was like a very similar structure to Deltarune Chapter 1, but, well, actually, no, in a completely different way. The whole, like, environment of, like, a city place, the whole environment of just, like, that city place, that technology type of feeling to it, that's, like, something that I love that. Like, that's one of my favorite type of environments that you could ever picture me in, or I could ever picture myself in, is that type of technologically advanced type of city environment. And this chapter definitely goes with that very, very strongly, especially in the OST. Anyways, that's all I really got to say for this OST review. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and yeah. That's all I really got to say, so thank you so much for everything. I appreciate you. Thank you. Peace.